7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
International superstar, Miss Leighala J.
You are now tuned in to Butter Bee Rocker on Transparency Talks Podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Transparency Talks Podcast. I am your girl, the hostess with the mostest, Butter Bee Rocker. Listen, we have an amazing show for you today, but before I bring on my special guest, I do have a couple of announcements. Thank you guys so much for rocking with BBR Indie Films. We are on our 6th film festival at Studio Movie Grill. So mark the date. It is September 25th, Wednesday, September 25th at Studio Movie Grill. We have an amazing lineup of panelists. If you've ever been to any of our events sell out very, very fast. I want to see you in the building on September 25th. You can go to bbrindiefilms.com and reserve your ticket that way, or you can also go to Eventbrite. So let me give you guys the lineup. We have Mr. Arrington Foster. He is a actor, dancer, singer. You know him from the family business as Mr. Rios is going to be in the building. We have writer, director, producer, Cass Cigars is going to be in the building. Producer, director, line producer, and distribution. So if you need distribution, you need to come and holler at Miss Ty Johnston. We also have casting director, producer, consultant, Miss Leslie M. Green is going to be in the building. Everybody, we also have producer, director, actor, Mr. Lucky Johnson is going to be in the building. And last but not least, we have Grammy nominated national recording artist, actor. You've seen him on the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta edition. He is also a radio personality on the Hitch FM station 94.5. Young Jock is going to be in the building, everybody. So we want to see you in the building. Again, you can go to bbrindiefilms.com, get your tickets that way. You can also go to Eventbrite under BBR Indie Films, and Indie is spelled I-N-D-I-E, and Films is with an S, and it's listed under the Marietta location. Also, on Friday, August 30th, which is in a couple of days, join us for our very first Friday socials at Studio Movie Grill. Who's this for, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. It is for all people in the filming industry and music industry. So if you're into film, TV, behind the scenes, actors, everybody, we want to see you in the building. And of course, y'all know I'm always going to have a music component. So we want to see you guys in the building. This is a free mixer that's going to be happening every other month at Studio Movie Grill. So we want to see you in the building Friday, August 30th at 7 p.m. at Studio Movie Grill in Marietta, Georgia. So last but not least, I want to introduce this amazing young lady. She is a talent manager, a consultant, a producer, and a casting director. But the biggest one for me, she is my homegirl, my friend. Can you please show some love to Leighala J? Hello, how you doing?
Hey girl, how are you?
I am doing good. It's great to see you.
It's good to see you too. I'm so excited to be here.
Definitely. I'm excited to have you. I like to dive right on in. Can you tell everybody a little bit of background about yourself?
I started in the industry in the 80s. I'm dating myself, I'm sure. And I started in music, working with a radio station in Sacramento, California, KJY, the Valley Sunset Music Show, and went on from there to do the Fresh Festival tours, which is like the first major tours for hip hop. I also represented actor William Marshall, who is the person who actually told me that he felt that I should be a manager. And many people know him if they watch the vampire movie Blackula, and it's a cult classic. And worked with him, and have gone on. I worked with everyone from Charlie Wilson, the Gap Band, Tony Terry. Done tours with so many artists. It's just a lot to name, but gone into film and television, and just really enjoying my time in the industry.
Okay. Okay. Well, we definitely got a lot to unpack. So, buckle up, everybody, because this is going to be a real good one. You've been in the industry for over 25 plus years. How has the entertainment industry changed in these 25 years?
It's changed in the sense that a lot of people are used to coming to the music industry with these really lucrative record deals, and everybody wants to have a record deal, and that's really exciting. But like now versus then, it's just I always speak about being independent as long as you can, because what happens is that you have record labels that do come because you may be a threat to one of the artists that they're producing. And so they may come and put you on a shelf. You never know. People are it's not as transparent. And even back then it really wasn't as transparent as it could have been. But it's just a different time. And
Yeah.
things have really, really changed. As far as television and film, you see more focus on African American projects. I have calls that come in and they ask me, "Do you have any? Do you have any Black focused projects?" And I'm thinking, "Oh, okay, these are Black jobs, Black jobs." But yeah, things have changed. But I think that in many instances we're at a place especially with the music industry, where it's difficult to assess who's being transparent.
Yeah.
As we talk on transparency talks, we're talking about transparency, and so people are not as transparent as I would like them to be. So I would think that at this time frame, I think we should have gotten a little bit better, but there are some difficulties that are going on, and and I'm hoping that we can try to make a difference,
Yeah.
with the respect to these different issues that are going on, and there are many behind the scenes people in the unions who are really they're really working to protect and help the artists more so, as well as the people behind the scenes, the producers, the songwriters. At some point, it was very difficult, and I used to have people come to me and they pen me their mixtapes or their tapes with their music on it, and I'd say, "Hey, well, who's your PRO?" And they'd be like, "PRO, what is that?" And it still happens today, but it's important for people to know that you have to make sure that you're protecting yourself and protecting your music and your words, by copywriting and making sure that you establish a relationship with a PRO. And a PRO is like ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, which is is pretty much an invitation only, and that's where you are.
That is.
Yes, but it's most definitely we're at a time, like I said, where we really have to speak up and know our rights and protect ourselves. We can't look for everybody else to protect us. We have to protect ourselves.
Okay. So you're a talent manager. Describe what that entails.
Okay, as a talent manager, I am the person who sits down and we structure what you want to do in with your career.
Mhm.
So I make sure that I'm handling your business, making sure that we have a direct relationship. We have more so a relationship than an agent. People ask me, what's the difference between a manager and an agent? And your manager is the one that you build with. That's the person that makes sure that you have all your contracts are straight, They make sure that you are protected when you're traveling, whether they travel with you or not. They're making sure that everything is set up. They really talk for you, but they talk as you, and because they say the things that they know that you would say, or that you would agree to. And they have you have this communication between the client and the manager, so that they know exactly what it is that you want, your long-term goals in the industry, your short-term goals. I, for one, am one of those people who say, look, I'm not going to put you in a box. So if you come to me and you're a rapper, I'm not going to say, okay, you have to stay over in this lane because you're a rapper. We're going to sit down and we're going to talk about the different options that you have coming for you. You know, there may be the opportunity for you to do film or television. There may be an opportunity for, you might be an artist. I mean, a visual artist. There are so many different things, and so I try not to put people in boxes. I try to open that box up and let people just jump out like Jack in the Box, because I think that there's people are always evolving, and as are creatives are evolving. So a person might go from I want to say it's gosh, I'm trying to remember this particular artist, and it will come to me because I love him so much. But he went from being a hip hop artist to actually singing, but he sang before he was a hip hop artist. And people didn't really know that he was truly a singer. Most people didn't. There were some people who did. And and of course he had people saying, no, you don't want to sing, you want to go out here and you want to do hip hop because that's the thing to do. Everybody knows that young Black men, they come into the industry as hip hop artists. Well, no, that's not necessarily true. And he's proved that. There are so many people who have proved that they can do anything that they set their mind to. And as a manager, that's what I do. I pull the best out of you based on what it is that we talk about with these long-term goals, short-term goals, and those are changing. We write down those things and we say, hey, look, let's have this conversation. Let's talk. But my people become like family to me. So when I'm working with someone, they call me and we talk about what's going on in their lives as well as the industry, because sometimes people are just really dealing with a lot. We want to be able to focus on them. So we want to be able to help and have these and let them know that there's a safe space for them to go and them to really feel safe about exposing whatever it is that's going on in their life. And so that's important versus an agent. And an agent is a person who's going to go out there and they're going to get you work. They're going to create opportunities for you. But it really starts with your management, because everybody is not in a position when they first come in to have both the manager and an agent, because there are people pay a percentage over here, a percentage over there. Sometimes the manager becomes everything, is everything. And so we get to that point where we're able to add people on, our publicists, our agents, because of course in the beginning, agents aren't necessarily taking new artists seriously, and that's, sad, but it's true.
Right. So when, for all of my new people that's in the industry, when should an artist, look for a manager? And you don't just do artists, because you also manage actors and different people. So I don't want to just say just artists, but when should someone contact you or other managers to seek management?
When they have some business to discuss, because if you want to be a singer, you want to be a hip hop artist, have you been in the studio? If you have never been in a studio before, if you don't know what you want to do, then I'm not the person to talk to, because I'm not going to sit there. Because I consult people, I will sit down with you and I will consult you on what you need to do and what your next steps are. When you are actively, you have your product in hand, you have an idea of what you're doing, you're at the point where we're doing shows, events, that's when you need a manager.
Okay. So you need a manager when you've gotten to the level of doing paid shows, or do you need them once you just start doing shows?
You know what? I would say I don't necessarily differentiate, because I really feel like there are people who are, I may see someone and I just say, gosh, that person is so talented. What are
Mhm.
they doing? What, and there may be somebody that I say, hey, look, I really think I could work with them because I believe they're a diamond in the rough, or they're a
Right.
diamond, and they just haven't been found yet. So
Mhm.
I'm not going to base that on how much money you're making when you go to a show. Let's find some venues for you to do some things with. Let's work this things to your best advantage.
Yeah.
So there are times that I work with a lot of up and coming artists. I
Mhm.
really, and that really was my passion, because I really love to see people win, and I really want to see people get the opportunities that they're looking for. But like I said, you can walk down the street and you can see 3 or 4 businesses, singers, out there, people who are singing on the corner, who are, they have their little tip jars out there, and they're singing, especially here, and I'm in California.
Mhm.
Their guitars, they have their guitar cases open, and they want people to go ahead and donate money to them, and that's really good. But how many of those people are actually ready for what the entertainment industry entails?
Mhm.
Some of them really don't know, and some people fold. You know,
Mhm.
some people fold. They're like, "This is just too much. I can't do this." They just don't understand why there has to be such a commitment, and you do have to have a commitment in this
Mhm.
industry. You can't just say, I just want to play a guitar. I just want to sing. But where do you want to sing? Because you can sing, for at your family reunion, you can sing at church, but are you willing to come down from the choir stand and do?
Mhm.
Is there something that's holding you back from actually proceeding because you like Anita Baker, you want to sound like Anita Baker, but then there's something that's holding you back from a religious standpoint, where you just can't do that. And
Right.
but you can do it behind the scenes, but you can't do it in front of people, because either you don't feel comfortable with singing a certain style of music.
Mhm.
That's been ingrained in you. So I have had people come to me, and they have had great talent, but they were not there. They've said, "Hey, look, this is too much," because it
Mhm.
takes time. It doesn't happen. There truly are no overnight successes.
Yeah. And
People think
that's
it happens overnight, and it does not. You got to put in the time. You
yeah.
have to really put your heart and soul into this, and you have to do everything. But I can't do everything for you. As a
Mhm.
manager, I can't go in the studio for you. I can't. Well, I can, but I can't write for you. I can't go in and help you with the choreography. Everything that I'm doing is back behind the scenes and
Mhm.
making sure you have the opportunity. But if you show me that you don't have what it takes to go any further, then we're gonna have to cut ties. That's
Mhm.
why that's why I really started working with people who really already were in the industry. They were already moving forward.
Mhm.
So I mean, just because they're proving themselves,
Right. Right.
and they've proven themselves. But there are people who come in, and they just have a vision, and that's it. And I really love those people. I really do. Whether they're doing paid shows or not, I just like to be able to say, "What can I do? What can I do to help you?"
Yeah, I really like that about you, because it is, there are definitely a lot of managers out there that come with the whole, well, if you haven't already established yourself and you aren't already at such and such level, I'm not willing to work with you. So it is really cool to hear that you are for the underdogs. I'm always for the underdogs, always.
Absolutely,
Sometimes
absolutely,
people just need opportunities, and that's what you and your company is willing to do, give people those opportunities,
right,
that willing to put in the work, to get to the next level. But that is cool that you are open to
right.
work with people that are, showing that they can do what they need to do and everything,
Absolutely.
for sure. So let's all right, so you went into talent management. What were some of your key turning points that led you to expand your portfolio into casting, producing, event coordinations?
You know what? It just was that people saw my momentum,
Mhm.
And, and people were always asking me to help them with projects that they were doing, such as, like, I had some people who were doing like some television shows. They were like, "Do you have any talent do you know some talent?" Of course, when I was out on the road with the Gap Band and Charlie Wilson, people were like, "Wow, can you bring Charlie Wilson?" I was like, "Do you have the money to pay for Charlie Wilson?" He's actually a paid artist, and even when he actually started back out because he had been with his brothers with the Gap Band, it's still, they're still making money. So,
Right.
I can't get him just anywhere, magically. But there are some people who are just as talented, and maybe they have some downtime and they live in the vicinity, and they may be willing to do certain things to promote themselves, to work with community events.
Right.
You just never know. So there are people out there, and they're just not all about money. But if you have some, they definitely can use it, because people are taking care of their families. They just, everyone is doing something. They have things to do. Studio time isn't free.
Right.
Right. So, but that's really it. People starting to ask me for assistance, connecting the dots with people, for whether it was for television, whether it was for films, whether it was for events. People started asking me, "Can you help me get this particular artist booking?" Yeah, I can. I have the relationship that I can really make that happen. And
Yeah.
so it just kind of got to a point where I was like, wait a minute, something is changing here. And I just got really excited about, because we all have an evolution, and we're all growing. And
Mhm.
so we all have things that we want to do, and we're doing. Management is my it is really my passion. I love to see people win. I have an artist here, and she calls me her fairy godmother, because there were things that I imparted into her and said, "Hey, look, I'm going to see this. This is going to happen." And
Mhm.
she was like, and it's happening. And
Mhm.
she, so, she was a sweet person, but she has the talent, and
Mhm.
she's willing to do the work and that kind
Mhm.
of thing. So I really love it. I love to see things just coming together for people. That is just exciting to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as people started coming to me and say, "Hey, can you do this for us? Can you help me find someone for this particular film project I'm doing? I need your
Right.
name attached to that." And so, because I had relationships, I would call people and say, "Hey, look, I'm helping somebody with this film, whether it was short film or long film. We're needing actors for these particular roles." And some people, because they wanted to transition from
Right.
either music to film, they were like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." Or maybe they're already in film and they're like, "Hey, how much is this paying?" We're right now we're in an ultra low budget space state, but it's paying something, whatever it is. I really like, I just love seeing these projects come to fruition. and
Mhm.
it just has catapulted me. And moving to Los Angeles was, another thing. Just the doors just really, really opened, and people were very welcoming.
Right.
And so I really, but Atlanta is my first love. That is my home, and I'm happy to see the direction that the industry is going in it.
Mhm.
That really is so exciting for me. And I
Yeah.
love seeing the fact that people are actually making moves toward their goals.
Yeah.
And that's so important.
Yeah. So, what are your long-term goals for Leighala J Management and Entertainment?
Well, since you asked, I have some films that I'm working on that are my own, so I'd like to do those. I have a book that I'm working on. When I get a chance, I'm talking into my phone and putting everything together for this particular film project. I want to, I want to do more. I'm at the point where I want to jump out of the box even more.
Mm.
So I am working on my first recording project.
Okay.
So I'm working on that, and And that's fun to me. That it's just really fun. I'm excited about that. With our business, we want to expand because I'm doing shows and concerts and building relationships with different entities here in Los Angeles as well as in Atlanta and other places.
Mhm.
And so I really want to be able to be like and we are a full service entertainment company, but I want to be able to open that up so that I can really enhance what we already have.
Right.
Be able to build a bridge between what we don't have and what we do have.
Mhm.
So that's really important to me. So there's so many different things that I personally want to do. The finalizing this recording is one of them, and I'm just really excited about just some of the connections that we're making. I want to help bring. We have a company here. It's called the Creative Handbook.
Mhm.
And for years, I kept saying, wow, Atlanta needs to be in the Creative Handbook. They need to be able to have these resources at their fingertips
Mhm.
instead of having to go through people who say, this person over here is my cousin's friend, and they shoot video, and then they
Mhm.
come up with their cell phone and they want to shoot your film. And
Right.
you're like, what is going on here? I want to be able, and I want to be able to allow people to access these companies that are doing for these production houses,
Mhm.
film crew. If you need a stage, if you need catering, if you need something, anything that you need
Right.
that's related to the film industry specifically,
Mhm.
that you have that at your fingertips.
So it's
And
the plug.
yeah, yes. So finally, they said we actually are adding Atlanta to our portal.
Nice.
So I'm excited to be able to do that because people can actually start going to the website. They can start looking at what's going on. But of course, right now I'm in the process you ask, you have not because you ask not. I asked for it, but there's work to do because I definitely have to make sure that we're connecting the dots between these companies that are in
Right.
Atlanta so that they can become a part of
Mhm.
the Creative Handbook. I'm gonna show them really quick because I have one right with me, and this is the Creative Handbook, and this is the one for 2024, and it comes out every year, but it's got amazing resources all through here.
Mhm.
And so people who are recording, if you came to LA and you wanted to record, there are people in this book that you can get to help you get that together. So,
Right.
but I wanted that for Atlanta because things are growing exponentially in Atlanta within the film segment. So
Right.
I really wanted to be able to have them have the access to what people here in Los Angeles, Hollywood have in
Mhm.
order to check out these different things because there's so many talented people in Atlanta. I'm telling you. But one of the things that's hard for me is to have someone call me and say, look, I gave my money to these people and they took advantage of me. They took my money. They
Right.
didn't do anything. So I want to be able to have people who they can go to that are vetted.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
And that's the important thing. So you know that you're not going to meet up with someone, they're going to get your money and run off with it. You know,
Mhm.
I've heard those stories more often. I've heard those with respect to music studios as well.
Right. Right.
Definitely like film. People are trying to shoot film. People are shooting reality shows in Atlanta. There's so many different things that are going on in Atlanta.
Right.
Documentaries are being shot. There's so many different things, but you want to have people that are credible
Mhm. For sure.
and they have been verified. And
Mhm.
so with the Creative Handbook, these people come, they're already rated and you know who they are. But we want that for Atlanta because there are so many different things that are going on. There are film festivals that are going on. I think they have film festivals in here, locations, people who actually are scouting locations, people who they have event spaces that you can use for filming. You
Mhm.
know, So I'm really excited about that, and it's all for the benefit of our clients and people who come to us as consultants. I want to be able to give them the right people. Whether
Right.
I'm in Los Angeles, but I can do that for people in Atlanta, and I wanted that for Atlanta so much, and so
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to, to talking to more people about the Creative Handbook. So
That is
it's
cool.
is really exciting. Definitely more films. Definitely more films. Whether I'm casting them, whether I'm being part of the production for them, I am really excited. I there's so many things that I want. So that was like a loaded question because
Right.
there's so many things that that are in the works here.
Cool. Cool. Well, what I want to know is how are you balancing everything? Because you're a wife, you're a manager of your husband, Ellis Hall.
Mhm.
Um,
The
his
ambassador.
career is completely soaring. He's gone overseas and working on so many projects from
Mhm.
TV, film, of course, touring with his own band and different things. You have other clients, et cetera, et cetera. So, how do you balance your personal and professional relationship?
It's not always the easiest thing,
Hmm.
but I do have to set aside some time for myself
Hmm.
and and put some lists. I put, I believe in doing lists, so I'm writing down the things that are necessary for me to do right now, that are
Right.
my principal things versus what I can kind of hold off on and do. But I still make time for everybody.
Hmm.
My phone rings all times of the day and night. I deal with people who are out of the country also. So I know that if I'm talking to someone in Paris, I'm gonna have to be up early in the morning, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, so that I can meet, so that I can, meet their time standards. So I am sometimes I'm running on fumes,
Yeah.
um, but this is my passion. This is what I've always wanted to do. So I just do what I need to do, whatever it is. But I definitely try to take some time for myself.
Hmm.
I
For sure.
definitely do take some time so that I can just kind of recharge myself because when you're pouring into people so much, sometimes it depletes you. So
Hmm.
I have learned to take care of myself. It's like
Right.
when you're on the airplane and they say, put your mask on before you help anybody else.
Right.
I can't help anybody if I don't have air to breathe. So
Yeah.
that's really what I'm doing. I'm saying, okay, all right. Let me put my mask on. Give me a little bit of time. Give me a few minutes. Put my mask on, and then I got you. I
Yeah.
got you. Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
love it.
that's what it is.
Okay. Well, as we are winding down on our time, I do have two more questions for you.
Yes.
What advice would you give to young people who are aspiring to work in the entertainment industry?
I would say to people, I would say, make sure this is really what you want to do. I would tell you to research it, study.
Hmm.
The Bible says study to show thyself approved, right? And we have to study, we have to know what it takes to do this because everybody's not really ready for the work. They see all the fun, but this is a business. It is a business of music, the business of film. So it is business. You have to know how to take care of your business, how to make sure that you find the right person, the right manager, the right agent. Find out what's going on in your area based on what it is that you want to do. You want to do some acting, find out if there's some community theaters in your area. You want to do that, go through a studio, reputable studio, walk
Right.
through it, see what's going on, check out what's happening. If you're investing and if you're going to be investing in your own music, your equipment, research those companies as well. Just make sure that first of all, this is what you want to do. Just really know that there are resources out there for you to for you to talk to people in your area, and so they can share with you, like in your area, people say, "Oh, but be Rocca, I want to do this." You might not have the time to do that, but you can always refer them to someone who is someone who's a studio,
Right.
and they can go in that studio, take a walk through the studio, but really learn about the industry that you're really trying to go into. And that's with everything else too. People who want to go into medicine, they really need to research what
Right.
it is you're trying to do. You have to know what it is. It's just not people come in here because they think it's parties all the time. They think
Mhm.
it's fun all the time. They don't understand all of the things that go into putting a record together, putting a film together.
Right.
You know, there are lots of documentaries out there that you can really look at to see what's going on. People are honest. Now, everybody's story will not be your story. There are people who talk about the negative things that they've encountered. That may not be your story. I really am excited to see people. You know, I'm excited to see these young people because they're the next generation. They're going to be replacing us. So I take the time to talk to people. You know, I meet. They say I want to be a manager, and I sit down and I talk to them and I tell them what it takes to do that. And they may not be the same kind of manager I am.
Right.
They may not like up and coming people. But they get the chance to see what it is that they want to do, how they want to handle their careers, you
Right.
know. But I want people to know. I want them to understand. So, I'm excited about that, and I'm really excited.
Okay. My final question is, how can people get in contact with you?
Okay, they can contact me at Leighala J Management at gmail.com, which is my name, Leighala J, the word management spelled out at gmail.com. They can call me. I'm on all the social media networks. Our website is in the process of being updated.
Hmm.
So, but that's www.leighalaj.com. So there are so many different, like I said, so many different ways to contact me, but through social media, I am at Leighala J. So that's X, Twitter, Facebook, Leighala J Jimenez is my name. So they can find me on Facebook, Instagram at Leighala J. So yes, that's how they
Okay.
can find me.
Okay. Well, I would like to thank you so much for taking your time to speak to little Al May. Uh,
Oh, you know I love you. You know I do.
yeah, I appreciate you, coming on to the show. I know that our audience got a lot that they could intake and everything. And you guys, if y'all looking for management, you should definitely give Leighala J a phone call. So,
or,
with everybody,
or consulting if they're not really ready.
right?
I'm also consulting people and showing them how the steps that they need before they're ready for a manager.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
consulting with film, with television, as well as with music.
exactly, exactly. So, with that, everybody, we are out of here, and we're going to talk to you guys later.
Can I say one more thing?
Of course, of course.
I just did a thing.
Okay.
I was in my first movie, and the movie is called "The Untold Secrets of a Plus Size Diva," and it was written and produced by a good friend of mine. Her name is Sylvia Wilson,
Hmm.
and it's so amazing, and it really is. It's very inspiring as well. It also stars Coco Brown. And I am just really excited for people to see this project and see these women who are not ashamed to be in front of a camera because they're not a size 2, and they really brought it. Everybody really brought it. These men in the movie brought it. I'm just really excited as well. Ellis Hall is in this movie, so I have to say, he's my production. I'm his production partner, and so usually I bring him in on everything I'm as much as I'm doing that I can.
Hmm.
But there we're gonna actually have a premiere in Atlanta on the 16th of October. But you can definitely go to the Instagram page, which is Untold Secrets of a Plus Size Diva. Or, like I said, you can hit me up on social media or email me, and I will definitely send you the information for it. But I'm excited about that. And the very first premiere is going to be in Atlanta, so that's exciting for me. So,
Well, congratulations. That is big news.
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, do you have any last words before I close this out?
Never allow anyone to put you in a box. Be honest with yourself. Be truthful. If you find out, even if you start in the industry and you feel like I'm in over my head, it's okay for you to sit down and take a minute and get your thoughts together and determine if this is really for you. Don't let anybody tell you that this is something you have to do from start. You better finish. You know what? I'd like for that to happen, but some people come in this industry and they're not coming in for necessarily the right reason, that they don't understand.
Right.
If your parents and you're interested in having your children be a part of the film industry, make sure that you are going to people who really have your best interest.
Mhm.
Don't go out there paying to be on these Disney shows unless Disney comes to you themselves, someone, or you have an agent that's a verified and vetted agent that's doing that. Because so many people are paying paying to be a part of these projects that
Right.
really aren't going to connect them to the industry at all. They're not going to put you off the street. They're not just going to put you there. These people want you to pay money for their people to take your pictures. They want to pay money for you to do auditions. They want to do that.
Right.
And that's really not necessarily, that's not consistent with the industry. Those are people who are trying to get a quick payday and pay off their mortgages,
Right.
So really study, like I said, study and know what's going on around you. Study to make sure, research people, find out who they are, what they've done. It's okay to look them up on social media, go to Wikipedia, go to wherever they said, go to Google them. I tell people that, Google me.
Mhm.
Good, Google me. Kim's
Right.
that's
Okay. Well, with that, everybody, we have to go because I'm running out of time here. But with that, everybody, we're going to talk to you guys later. Thank you so much, Leighala, for stopping by Transparency Talks podcast. You stay on, but we'll talk to you guys later, y'all. Peace out.